रंजीत धालीवाल जी, जो बहुत ही कामयाब और बहुत ही सक्सेसफुल, आपको बहुत ही अच्छी सर्विसेज देने वाले मॉर्गेज ब्रोकर हैं और प्रेसिडेंट हैं क्लैरिटी फाइनेंशियल के, आज हमारे साथ हैं, जिनसे मेरी बातचीत हो रही है। इनका टेलीफोन नंबर आप नोट करके रखें। बहुत ही काम में आने वाला आपके ये नंबर है और बहुत ही पैसे आपके बचाने वाला ये नंबर है। टेलीफोन नंबर है रंजीत धालीवाल जी का 4169927265, 4169927265। रंजीत जी, मुझे जैसे हम बातें कर रहे थे कमर्शियल ब्रेक में कि कुछ लोग ऐसे हैं जो फेस कर रहे हैं पावर ऑफ सेल इवन दाउ दे हैव नॉट डिफॉल्टेड ऑन देयर मॉर्गेज पेमेंट। क्या रीजन है इसका?
Yeah, you know what? We were discussing this in the break, and I came across this article in the Global Mail in December 2009. I had missed it for some reason, and anyways, the article alludes to the fact that there are Canadians out there. They have never defaulted on their mortgage payments during this term, and they've always made the payments on time, but they could probably be kicked out of their house.
Why?
The reason for that is their lenders, they chose to go, not chose to, their mortgages were arranged with subprime lenders. As you know, subprime was a big part of the business, although not in Canada. However, we still had about 7% of the 5 to 7% of mortgages that were done. They fell into the subprime sector, where individuals' credits were not perfect. Bruised credit and maybe weak income or something like that, and these individuals ended up taking mortgages as high as like 9% or even higher than 9% interest rates. And these the insurance premium, so many of them took mortgages that were like even 100% of the purchase price, and then they added mortgage insurance premiums onto that, so the mortgage actually became 104% of the purchase price. Now, yeah, prices have risen, but not that much, so these people are probably still somewhere at 85-90% loan to value area, and these banks, when they go back to them, because their situation, their credit situation, their credit profile hasn't improved drastically, there's no other lender that is willing to renew their mortgages. Normally, if you're making your mortgage payments right, there's no issue, you just renew it. However, these companies, in particular, in this case, it's Exceed Mortgage Corporation, who's a subprime lender, and they basically come back and said that we have a contract with our investors that this money was only going to be used for 3 years, and the investors have the right to pull this money back. And that's exactly what happened in this in the face of the subprime crisis. That all these lenders, everybody that used to love the subprime business, it was the hottest thing. Yeah. We had so many subprime companies that opened up and subsequently closed down. It was so lucrative that now that they've gone, there's nobody there to replace these mortgages. So these companies are now in negotiations with the federal government to try to provide some sort of a relief for these individuals, because these people thought that, hey, as long as they make their mortgage payment, at least it's going to be renewed. That's something that everybody understands. Well, that is not the reality anymore.
I see. So there will be a lot of problems.
There's going to be a lot of problems. Now, I'm here to say that, you know what, if you know that your mortgage is coming up for renewal, whether it's in the next few months right away, or especially if it's coming up for renewal 6 months or a year away, you need to get in touch with a mortgage broker right now, somebody who especially understands how to drastically improve your credit score, because it's mainly dependent on that.
If they can improve their credit score, then they can go to a regular bank.
They can go to a regular bank, or even otherwise, mortgage brokers have access to private funds as well. So we can always find them some sort of financing. However, there may still be individuals who we may not be able to get financing, even through that hard to money what I should say, private lenders who charge higher interest rates. But one of the things that a mortgage broker can do is they can go to a traditional bank at a lower loan to value, let's say, for example, 75%. So they might get a decent rate, maybe 4%, 4.5%, 5% rate for a 1 or 2 year term at 75% of the loan to value. And then to make up for the difference, we give them a second mortgage, which might be at a higher rate, starting at anywhere from 5.99 onwards.
Oh,
there are options for them, but they gotta be proactive.
They should act fast.
They gotta act fast, and this is where you want to be careful in who you go to. what kind of mortgage broker do you use? Anytime we have a subprime client where we're giving them second mortgages, where we're putting them with these subprime lenders, we always give them a credit cleanup plan. Here's a way you can drastically improve your credit. You just follow these steps. It'll happen, and then we'll be able to take you out of there. And that's why most of the clients we do have subprime clients, and the clients that come to us where they have their credit challenged or there's income issues, we try to put them in one of these subprime products for a very short period of time, usually 1 or 2 years, so that we can take them out of it. One of the other problems with some of these subprime products is not only can you not renew, but some of them you can't get out of them without paying the entire interest.
Oh, I see.
Right? So a lot of different strategies to consider for individuals out there.
All right. आप हमें बताएं कि क्या हमें रेंटल प्रॉपर्टी बाई करनी चाहिए?
Given what we've been talking about, that the government of Canada is concerned that there's a bubble forming and so on, given today's interest rates are very, very low, and understanding that affordability is not based on just the price alone out there, it is based on the cost of leveraging. I believe it makes a lot of sense for people that want to start investing into real estate, that it is a great time, because you're not going to find interest rates like this again. Even if like the worst, that you got to always take a look into consideration the risk. What could be my risk if I end up spending $300,000 on a rental property? Well, the risk is that the property could go down in value. Well, one risk is you may not be able to rent it out. And if you're concerned about that, then you need to have a serious discussion before you actually go ahead and do that with your advisors, whether that's a mortgage broker or your real estate advisor. And once you've crossed that threshold, then the next fear could be that I might be able to pick this property up at $300,000 with everybody's talking about a bubble and so on. What if prices go down? Well, my answer to that is, who cares? I've always said that when it comes to a rental property, it just doesn't matter if prices come down. You're not trying to flip it. You're not speculating in the marketplace. You're holding on to it. You want to hold on to this property for the next 20 years. And 20 years from now, ideally, the mortgage is going to be zero and the property price is going to be double at least of whatever you paid, regardless of these small hiccups. The key is, what is going to be the cash flow, and is the cash flow going to be sufficient to take care of your mortgage payment, your property taxes, and if you have to, your utilities and so on. But more importantly, vacancy costs and maintenance fees. So all the stuff, cash flow has got to be there. And I've never seen an opportunity in the last 8 or 9 years, sir, here in the GTA, that we've been able to have that kind of cash flow. And that opportunity is only basically arrived due to the low borrowing costs.
So it's good to buy rental property.
Absolutely.
What is the best rental property to buy?
Again, it doesn't really matter what type. I mean, a lot of people look at, okay, I only want to buy commercial, or I want to buy commercial. I would say have to be for more sophisticated investors than where you've got extra down payment. If you have very little money to invest in the real estate market, but you want to start investing into it and start making money on it, it's generally speaking, residential real estate is the way to step into the real estate market. And property doesn't matter as long as you're sure that you're going to be able to get a certain minimum rent, and that minimum rent must be able to carry all those expenses. As long as
cover all the expenses and give you a little bit of
some cash flow. Yes, absolutely. And in that case, go buy 1, 2, 3.
रंजीत जी, आखिर में अपना आज का स्पेशल दीजिए.
Well, special is, for anybody who's looking to buy a rental property or to buy their own home, if you use our real estate agent and you happen to be one of the callers that called today, we're going to give you a very special rate, a 5-year fixed rate of 3.49%. It's never been offered before. 3.49%, 5-year fixed rate, provided you use us for your mortgage and you use one of our approved real estate agents to buy your property.
Okay. और अपना टेलीफोन नंबर भी दीजिए.
And the number is 416-992-7265. 416-992-7265. You could also qualify for the variable rate of 1.49%. 1.49% variable rate.
Really?
The same offer, yes.
You give it only to special people, or I can get it to
anybody that calls today, you got to use our realtor. So you're going to have to use my realtor, sir.
Oh, I can't use my own services.
Which might be Jora itself.
Oh, all right. Okay. रंजीत जी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आने के लिए.
Thank you.
तमाम जानकारी देने के लिए. You are doing excellent job for the community. Please keep it up. We always need honest and hardworking and intelligent people like you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And I hope everyone has a great and profitable week.